I guess silence helps me to shut out the noise of everything that's happening in the world, all the injustices, all of the, the crap that a lot of my friends are going through.
It's really hard to get in touch with your thoughts when there's so much other commotion and pollution in your mind and out there. So having this space to be in silence, solitude and stillness, it's amazing. It's amazing to, first of all, step away from your daily life, work, emails, phone calls, text messages, social media, friends, family, and all that. And it's really amazing to be able to step away from all that and just be, and just be in touch with your thoughts and be in touch with God and have that conversation with yourself and God.
We're constantly checking electronic gadgets, and that's not healthy. That is absolutely not healthy, and it's perhaps one of the reasons why we are also addicted to other things in life, because we don't recognize that addiction and the pain that it causes.
Silence invites us into sort of I think for what can be very frightening for people, an interior sort of mirror that shows us who we are. And I think when we see who we are, we have to come to terms with that as someone who is beautiful and who is lovely and who is beloved. I think for a lot of us, we don't love ourselves well, and that's why we can't love someone else. For a lot of us, we don't love ourselves well because we don't know what it means to be loved. We put conditions on love. We actually objectify those who we think we love rather than allowing them to be the subject. And so it's also a recovery of what we mean by love.
Silence nurtures transformation by helping us to quiet all the voices, all the other voices that threaten to define us, so that we can hear the one voice, so that we can then know that we are loved to such a degree that love flows freely and flows through us. But without silence, I think we too often numb ourselves or mask over what's going on in the heart of who we are, at the core of who we are. I think we are afraid of silence because it stirs up some anxiety. And I think that anxiety points to the reality that we don't know that we're loved, that we don't know that we're fully accepted.
I think in contemplative prayer, we're also vulnerable. We're stripped away of the words that we might say or the songs that we might sing or just kind of our normal practices of prayer, like all the names for God that we say when we're praying. We're stripped away of all of those and we're just sitting in silence, present.
Silence allows you to hear the answer, I think. And a lot of times the answer is kind of more profound than words can really respond to. And so I'm hearing what I wouldn't ordinarily hear.
I think silence also helps us confront our fears. Like, why is it so hard to be quiet? Why is it so hard to be still? Why is it so hard to be alone? And I think we know that love casts out fear. And I think we know that when we are loved, we're not afraid anymore.
Well, for me, just being quiet has helped me identify prayers and undercurrents that have been rolling around in me for a long time, and I just haven't taken the time or space to listen to them and to let God address them.
For me, silence has cultivated self-appreciation and self-love. I think that why I avoid silence in the first place is because I don't want to hear my own voice. I'm I'm really good at drowning it out with the voices of people that I care about.
You know, I don't need to seek love in these other places. I don't need to, you know, look for this here or that there, because in the end, I am loved by the divine. You know, I'm loved by God, and that's okay. That's all. That's all I need. So.
To be welcomed into the loving arms of God, I think, is really sort of a quiet place of surrender, but a quiet place of discovering and reclaiming identity.
Part of the practice of being still, being silent, is learning to die. Silence helps us to step back and recognize that God is present.
The thing about contemplatives is they've always gotten this idea that God's very big, he's very diverse, and no one tradition can fully understand him.
I need a little more structure because I'm an adult and I have children and a lot of things pulling on me. So I'm just new to contemplative spirituality and learning some simple practices in that to help me tap into what I feel like the divine spirit is trying to say to me could be more natural to my walk in faith.
Silence and solitude and stillness helps us to quiet ourselves in such a way that we can begin to receive our own healing and begin to receive our own transformation. And to the degree that we're transformed, the world is transformed.